So you're looking for play that's unguardable, can get big yards, and can win head-to-head Super Bowls fast? Then by using these three exact setups ran by the pro players Kiv, Fancy, and Dez, the play is PA post shot found in all of these playbooks, but most of these guys ran out of the Saints playbook in order to audible to different formations like stack, bunch, and trips offset. Now this play is so good that upwards of 80% of the pros in the Madden Bowl, which is $1 million prize pool tournament, were running this play at an insane rate, and even they had a tough time stopping it too. Which brings us to setup number 1, ran by Fancy of Top Dog Madden Crew. And after his heavyweight battle between him and Noah, where Fancy won 24-16, he faced a tough opponent in David T in his second round game, where he had to air the ball out a little bit more than in his first game versus Noah, where he did just that by averaging 8.7 yards on this setup that he ran versus David T and had a tough time stopping this play all game long. What Fancy would do is he would post A or Y, and then he would slant the B wide receiver and then streak the X wide receiver and would motion over the slant and snap him before he could get set. And it really stresses the user right here too, because they're both going to cook their man coverage. So the user has to pick if he's going to pick the slant or the post to guard too, if he doesn't have any zones allocated there. Now, while the user is occupied with this also, that deep corner route that will also cook man sometimes and be able to get behind any cover 2 to that side and could get by cover 3 too, is an unguardable play right here, and it's just so good. Now, the next setup is ran by the pro player Kiv, who has an insane MCS resume with $294,000 career earnings and 1 Madden belt. Now, for this setup, it's out of, again, PA post shot. You're gonna need the ability Hot Route Master to make this work. Now, all he had to do was post route both wide receivers that were on the line of scrimmage, and then he would hitch both guys that were off the line or only hitch the guy that was opposite of this unique out route on this side. Kiv threw this 8 times on his run to the final 4, and both Decroft and Dez had a tough time stopping this combo. Now, the reason that this play is so tough to stop is because it forces the player to go to more of a zone coverage look, and it's really good at attacking those holes in the zone coverage with the hitches too. Now, both posts by Herman Moore and Kittle here have short ends, so they're going to cook man coverage. So that's again why it forces the player to go into more zone coverage looks. And on top of that, this check down hitch is so good because it can be playmakered, and it is amazing check down for Kiv, and the user has to respect it because it can go in any direction. It can go up the field, left or right with that playmaker. And if we roll the film here, you can see that Dez is in a tough spot and Kiv squeezes it into a tight window and converts a pivotal 4th and 10 to keep this drive alive. Now our third and final setup comes from the pro player Dez, who just won the Madden Bowl and is the youngest MCS champion at 17 years old and has a career earnings of $350,000. In his game versus Cole, he ran one of the most popular setups that all of these guys ran throughout the tournament, and it's in a great play. And it bombed Cole here for an amazing huge gain of 45 yards and set him up for his first touchdown. This is a game that he dominated on the offensive side of the ball. Now, what Dez would do is he would again use the Hot Route Master ability and corner out the wide receiver on the side of the deep corner and use it as a clear out for the corner route, and then slant the other wide receiver opposite of the deep corner and motion him out in order to have an amazing check down route here, and makes Cole's user have to respect the check down so he can't go guard anything else. And since Cole's user has to respect this slant, Dez can throw that deep corner with no worries. And after Dez ran this more throughout the game, this helped secure him another $40,000 and punch his ticket to the Madden Bowl Finals, where he took on Henry. And if you want to know how Henry's defense is the best in Madden 23 and how to run it just like him, then click this video right here.